Hello, welcome to the video Sparring Total. My name is Javier Saenz. I have been 3 times professional full contact world champion, and competitor in semi-contact, light contact, full contact and kickboxing in several continents. I am going to tell you about the origins of the system I practice, Mugendo. It is a system created by Japanese master Meiji Suzuki, and it has therefore an Eastern origin. My 2 main masters are Ralph Nieto, who currently lives in England, and my master here in Spain, with whom I have been training for more than 20 years, and who has helped me to get all my professional and sportive success, Ricardo Gres. 2 Spanish champions are going to help me in this video, Edgar Garcia and Elizabeth Alvarez. I hope you will enjoy a lot with this work. In this video, we will learn the basic techniques of the different forms of combat we can perform in a competition. There is semi-contact or fighting for points, there is light contact or continuous fighting, and finally there is full contact and kickboxing. The techniques of these 4 modes are what we are going to study in this video. I hope they will be very useful for you in order to improve your performance. The first technique we are going to teach comes from the semi-contact. It is the back fist. This technique is very simple. We will strike with the back of the hand forwards like this. The technique is done with this part of the hand, and we will strike at the level of the ear with a downward angle forward. Let's see it.
Listos, go. Ich. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Ich. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Ich. Escuche. Muy bien.
As you have seen, this is a very simple technique that all of you can make at home, regardless of your level, high, medium or low. To improve this technique, we will add the footwork. In order for any technique to be more effective, we need to do a work of movements forward and backward. The movements we will see start with your feet parallel, while supported on the ball of the feet, and from there we will do some slight rebounds to be able to move properly. Let's do the same exercise with back fist forward. 1, 2. We try to swing forward to get the distance we need to get points. The distance is this, and it is the difference between being one among the others or being the best. My assistants will show you.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Cambio, cambio. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Cambio.
Very good. These techniques are really effective and simple, and you can train them anywhere. Then, to achieve greater effectiveness, we must do a physical work, a key element in martial arts. The acceleration is equal to half the mass multiplied by the speed squared. For this to work, we need to add dynamic to the movement, and we will succeed with a hand exercise. We add the footwork, the position, and from there we will move our hands in a very explosive way, very explosive forward. My assistants are going to show it. Let's do it 10 times.
Ich.
Change.
Ich. Okay, stop.
Very good. As you can see, this is something very simple and dynamic.
Podemos mejorar ese rendimiento.
But we can still improve performance by adding an oscillating movement of hands.
La siguiente posición.
This will be the next type of movement.
Okay. Nos estaría
We are moving simultaneously and performing a feinting work to be able to counter as quickly as possible,
lo más rápido posible
both with the leg and with the fist.
con el puño.
It is the most important, being able to work while the opponent doesn't know what we are aiming at, being a shadow in semi-contact combat. This is a position that allows us great speed.
¿Vale? Lo van a mostrar.
Let's see it. Defense position, mobility, footwork 2, and attack.
1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10.
Change of guard.
Ich. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Escuchen.
As you can see, it is a very simple form of attack, and yet dynamic to be able to continue working.
Y dinámica para poder seguir trabajando.
We now turn to what I consider more important. Once we have beaten with our technique, many people, once they complete their attack, forget the defensive system. Once the attack is done, be it jab, back fist or another, you have to do what we know as closure. This technique is the insurance that helps us to prevent the opponent from counter-attacking. Let's see. I do a side technique forward, a back fist, and when I have finished my technique, I have to make the closure. This keeps me safe both in the abdominal area and in the face. And like this, I am sure to keep 0 points, adding and never losing points. Towards the front, 1, and I close, 2.
Y 1 y cierro 2. 1 y cierro 2. Lo van a poder ver un poquito con más
Let's see it in detail with my assistants.
Hecho. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5.
Change.
Each. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Muy bien. Escuchen.
Very good. I hope that you can train this simple, real and extremely effective technique every day, either at the dojo, at home, or anywhere else, and that you can improve as much as this. We mustn't forget that in order to improve and to be the best, we have to improve every day in small quantities. I hope that you will start to train these techniques just now. Now Elizabeth and Edgar will perform a semi-contact fight, so that you can appreciate the technical content, and you understand how this type of fights take place. From here, I take the opportunity to invite you to come to any of our tournaments, to share experiences in amateur combat, in semi-contact, full contact, light contact and kickboxing, and to fully enjoy the contact sports. Well, let's practice semi-contact. Greeting, combat position.
Stop!
There is no technique.
Fight! Stop! Fight! Stop!
Leg to head technique. 2 points.
Fight! Stop!
Turning kick in jump.
Giro, vale, en salto.
2 points. Greeting. I hope you have liked this introduction to semi-contact. Now we will make a demonstration of light contact. Be prepared for action. To do any kind of combat or sparring work, I advise you to always search for maximum security. One of the key aspects is the hand bandage. We will show you a very simple bandage, 8 shape, starting from the thumb. We roll up inward, toward the wrist, and properly placing our finger to avoid injuries when hitting. The typical injury may happen, known as boxer finger, causing a tendinitis or capsulitis in this area. We will block the possible shifting of the finger backwards through a simple bandage around our hand. We focus on the wrist to increase fixation, so that when hitting, we do so with maximum security. It is a very simple bandage for a beginner. Everybody can do it. Even at home, if your hand hurts, you can do a safe, practical and very simple bandage. We are not going to put the bandage between the knuckles or the fingers. It would be too complicated at this level. We properly fix the whole hand, and from this position we close in the upper area. Many believe that safety equipment is not necessary. We think that it's mandatory and essential. There is nothing more important than your safety. Let's move to the light contact, full contact and kickboxing part. Many styles don't make any difference between light contact and full contact, and there are two completely different styles. When you have fought in both, you can understand it, but visually it may be more difficult. Light contact requires more speed, more timing and footwork. You have to develop more work for the leg than for the fist, and an incredible speed. It is very difficult to do a proper light contact work. Today we will teach you how to improve both light contact and full contact in this section of the video. First, very few know to properly link a direct back blow without doing a good jab before. We are going to teach you to improve a back direct without even showing the jab. To do this, we will do footwork number 1. The basic work we have in the Mugueno system. On an imaginary clock, our fighting position is pointing at 1, with legs bent in a very stable position, knees comfortable, like a basketball player, to achieve stability between the ground and the position of our hands, the elbows in front of the chest and hands lying at the shoulder level, the menton slightly at the shoulder level. Once in the correct position, we will perform 2 movements to make the opponent lose concentration with the front foot to work the 1, 2. Like this, we make the adversary believe that we are going to come closer, but in reality it won't be so, because I am not moving my center of gravity. To approach, I will have to move my center of gravity forward. That will be a shift, but we are just going to swing our weight forward and backward. It will be something like this. 1, and back to my place, 2. Now we will move with both feet to beat both on the chin and on the plexus, stomach or any part of his body. We move 1, 2, 3. This is the correct technique. 1, we distract, 2, and now we beat, 3. Let's see it with a partner. After having an explosiveness session, it is very important to work on timing, something essential for your pace in combat. The timing is the perfect time and must be properly trained with a partner to help you. You can't train it alone. It has to be an alternating work between you and your partner, seeking to shorten the time between the execution of your own attack and that of your opponent. The work of timing is essential to improve in any combat system, either semi-contact, light contact, full contact or kickboxing. What really matters is doing the work alternating as much as possible, using a wide variety of techniques to develop your whole range of possibilities either in sparring or in actual combat. Whether in a competition or at your dojo, let's show you how to work the timing. Now we will move to study the defensive system of punches. We will teach you how to block and counterattack basic punch attacks, or hook. The hook is a circular blow which is done with the first two knuckles of the hand, turning the hip completely, with an angle of 90 degrees in the position of our arm. I am hit by a hook, like this, and they can do it at several levels. We will study their defense when we are attacked at the face level, at the chest level and in the floating ribs area, on the spleen or the liver. We will see the right attacks, as they will be performed in combat. Each attack has a counter-attack, and we will perform it on our partner's hand, to train the aspects of power and blow absorption. If we just hit the air, we wouldn't be training tone, blow pressure and blow reception. In our system, we work hitting on the partner's hand to get the highest possible realism. Elizabeth will perform a blow at Edgar's face level, and he will cover himself. Then Edgar will counter, and we continue to work at medium level. Then low blows. But we can also be attacked with the front hand, and we will always counter with the hand we feel more confident with, the one which has more power, speed and precision. Now we will receive two straight blows that we can dodge with a side evasion. In our work system, we use the word slide because it's quick, comfortable and simple for our purposes. She performs a jab, he dodges with a slide, now the counter, slide and counter. These would be the 8 basic movements. In our system, we work more than 150 movements, both of blocking and attack. Remember that this is the first Sparring Total video, where we teach basic concepts. Now at real speed. As you have already observed, this is very similar to the reality of a fight. But don't forget that we have only trained 8 movements of a total of 150 possible movements. Continue with us to go on learning. Thank you. We will continue to work our defensive system. Let's see what to do against a frontal kick attack. Many systems teach to block, even to block with your arm or a frontal kick attack, which will end impacting on your stomach or our face. In the Mugenro School Association, we teach how to block a frontal kick through a diagonal movement, using our elbow to perform a direct jab, before the opponent can place his foot in combat position. Let's see it. Combat position fight, hands up, and we are going to perform a frontal kick to the stomach. What I do is a diagonal shift to 45 degrees from the original position, moving my elbow to the inner part of the other person's tibia. And in those seconds we win with this movement. We will perform a jab and a direct to the adversary's face, and then go back and return to the combat position. I repeat it. From this position we are attacked by a frontal kick. I do a diagonal shift with an elbow roller moving forward. 1. Now I perform a jab and a direct turning my hip. Our feet well supported. And we go back to combat position. Let's repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Una vez más. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
To see it better, we will repeat it in pairs. Edgar, please. Let's do it slowly. Combat position. We are attacked with frontal kick, shifting roller movement. From here I start my jab, and a direct. I go back and back to the position. Again.
1, 2, 3, atrás y sigue. 1, 2, 3,
atrás y sitio. Una vez más. 1, 2, 3, atrás y sitio. Una vez más. 1, 2, 3, atrás.
Now at real speed.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Once again, you can see that the Mugendo Schools Association, Mugen Ryu, works a bit different to other systems in the world. I hope you can appreciate it. Thank you. In Mugen Ryu, the association of Mugendo schools I belong to, at the basic levels of teaching, we work so that people learn a natural breath when counting the repetitions of the exercise. Surely it will have attracted your attention the fact that we count and even talk while doing the techniques. This is the most natural way to breathe in and out. You can try it at home, while you talk. You are unconsciously improving your cardiovascular system. If we add the aerobic exercise training, we will get more cardiovascular power to do the drills. At the basic level of Mugendo, which is the purpose of this video, we teach basic elements of sparring total. If you like this work, be sure that we will make many more videos. I hope you will properly learn to breathe. Try to breathe counting or speaking. We will study footwork number 1 that we have just seen. First, we have to make the other person believe that we are really moving away from our place, whereas this is not the case. 1. And I come back to my position. 2. Back to my position. And on the third, I shift my weight here and beat his chin. This technique can get a cow and can do much harm to the opponent. Back again. 1, 2, and now 3. We beat his chin with our arm, fully extended, the elbow slightly above the glove, and we beat with power on his chin. If we want to harm the other person, there are several areas that can cause much effect. The chin, the area of the temples, the cheekbone, or the upper area of the head. We can produce shocks which will allow us to take the other person to the ground. That is the goal, finding the perfect technique. Back. 1, 2. Again. I hope this technique will be useful for you to improve your power and speed when distracting your opponents.
1, 2, 3. Y volvemos. 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 ¿Vale?
In an athlete's career, the most important thing is security on a daily basis. We have made competitions with our team for many years in the United States, South America, most of Europe. We have fought in many countries, and I can guarantee that I have hardly suffered injuries in a fight. But injuries always happen when you are not on guard. When you think, today there is no need to put my helmet or my safety equipment, because I'm only training a little and softly. Never make this mistake. Always use your full protection equipment. We will now show an exhibition of light contact so that you can appreciate the work of continuous fighting. I hope you enjoy it, but before, as always, we will put our safety equipment on. One of the things which give us the greatest return to work, the light contact and the full contact, is the proper development of combinations. Today we are going to teach a very simple combination, which is extremely effective. I have applied it many times in combat with great results. I hope you will make the maximum use of it. We stand in combat position. One hand up, covering the chin, knees bent, feet parallel. Very well. From this position, we will perform a jab technique, moving the body and turning the fist until the end, here. Now we change the angle with the right fist and we first kick up, then down, and we will do a spinning kick. We will do the technique again. We get ready, jab, direct, up, medium, and a spinning kick. I hope that you have seen it properly. Let's change the angle for the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, spinning kick. Now we will see the development of a complete series with the help of my assistants. We stand face to face. Combat position.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now we introduce a new element to our training in order to get more power and explosiveness. Before we have already said that in order to improve our performance we need to get more timing, strength, endurance and explosivity. The bag gives us all these possibilities for training. It is one of the bags that are now being used around the world because it works really well. To show it to you, my assistants will perform kick combinations with maximum power on the bag. I hope this work will help you to achieve more strength, power, speed, and above all, self-confidence, which is what we all need. Let's stand in a row to work with the bag one after the other.
Listos, go.
As you may have seen, this is very effective work that we can do both in turns and in long individual series as a continuous work. The aim is to improve at every moment and with every system of training, one of our physical qualities. Don't forget that what really matters is the final result. The addition of the different parts is what makes up the total. We must work individually each one of our training sessions so as to improve each of our qualities. This session will provide us with an improvement in strength and explosiveness. Now we will perform the circular kick techniques using the bag to improve our strength, power and explosiveness. We will try to get 100% performance at maximum speed and explosiveness. But don't forget that you have two legs. This is not only about using the good leg, you must work with both of them. This is the difference between improving or being the best.
Go!
Now comes the moment of truth, and it is your turn to train. Now we will make this combination in a series of full contact. We will do so at maximum power and intensity. It is one of my favorite techniques. Be very careful because it can be very harmful.
Go.
After all the technique, explosiveness and timing work have been done, we can further develop our combat system. We will now introduce a kickboxing technique. What is the main difference between full contact and kickboxing? Apart from the combat strategy, the impact is extended, and then, in kickboxing, you can hit on the quadriceps area. In this area, from the knee to the hip. What we will now do is a 100% kickboxing technique. Everybody knows how to perform inside and outside low kicks because it is more convenient, but there are very few people in the world who can perform the spinning low kick. That is the technique that I will teach you today. From a combat position, we will make a whole turn. Let's turn to watch the adversary on the other side. We are going to visualize our target, and from here we will extend our leg to beat the heel on the area that hurts most on the leg. If you don't believe it, try to hit yourself with your hand on this area, and you will see that it is a very sensitive area. Let's make the technique. Combat position, feet parallel at the level of the shoulders. We move our left foot backward if we are right-handed. If we are left-handed, we change the guard and we move the right foot forward. We place our feet properly, heel of the back foot up, and elbows forward at the level of the shoulders. Once in this position, we will visualize our goal. We turn our hip without changing the position, and once we have focused on the goal, we will extend our leg with a very quick turn and we will return to the starting position. We finish the technique in the same position. 1, 2, we repeat, turn, 1, 2. To properly perform this technique and prevent injuries, there must be a previous hardening work in the area of the leg. For example, in ancient times in Thailand, intensive training were done from morning to night. We must properly work the area. Now we will go back to the roots and we will do a traditional training. We are going to work in pairs. We will see it with the help of my assistants. Combat position. They bend their legs and they will both hit simultaneously on the lower area of the partner's leg. We will repeat it 10 times. Let's go.
Una, dos, golpeamos con la tibia sobre la zona de los cuadritos. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
As you can see, this is a dynamic exercise, which you can make in your classes, incorporated it in your training routines. Now you can perform the kickboxing technique we have introduced before. We hit with 1, jab, 2, another punch. I turn, placing the arm back again, and while turning I perform the spinning low kick, hitting the lower area of his leg. We will train in pairs. We stand face to face. Combat position, we count, 1, 2, spinning low kick, blow and change.
1, 2, spinning low kick y golpeo. 1, 2, spinning low kick y golpeo. 1, 2, spinning low kick y golpeo.
Now we are going to show the effectiveness of this technique.
Ready?
Trust me, this technique is explosive.
y real.
After the footwork in which we have learned to feint and to force the opponent to move without being able to reach us, we will teach you a way out of the most common attack he can perform. If he attacks with a direct jab, we will use the fist hook. When we receive a jab, we have several possibilities. We are going to teach a very basic one, which really works. I have applied it in my last fight and I can tell you that I have achieved great results. If I receive a jab, I avoid it shifting backwards. And against his blow, I prepare from my hip a direct punch backward to hit on his liver, on the right area. I go below this way, and now I change the angle to gain strength and to be able to develop maximum power in my last blow. From here, I go back to my combat position. Let's repeat it. We receive a jab, I move backward, I shift all my weight, my center of gravity. Now I go forward and against his back direct. I hit down, bending my knees and keeping the position. Don't forget to put the other hand up and always keep it up to then make a bowing against his hook. We pass below, we change the angle and we perform a back direct at maximum power. We will repeat it slowly for you to see it better, and then quickly with the help of my assistant. I receive a jab, I shift my weight back. You can notice the change of position in my center of gravity. Now I receive a back direct. I crouch and, bending my knees, I hit against his liver. My head remains outside. Through a bowing, I go under his arm, and I change the angle to attack with my direct. Let's repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But we all know that this is not reality. The reality is this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop.
We change the corner for the camera. Again.
Volvemos. Real. Ya. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now you can practice in pairs, either in your club, at your dojo. Thank you. We have reached the end of this video with the hope that you have enjoyed it. I want to thank the magazine Budo International and my assistants Edgar and Elizabeth, who have helped me to make this video. It has been a honor for me to have shared this work with you. I hope you have liked it. I am at your disposal for any clarification and to help you to improve on the difficult path of professional martial arts. You can count on me to help you in your development and to continue to grow not only individually, but all together. Through this email, you can easily contact me. Please don't hesitate to seek advice, and we will keep a conversation, you and me. Thanks again.
Gracias de corazón por haberme ayudado. Firmes.
As we say in my school, from heart to heart, we greet.
Saludamos. Os.
Thanks.